We're back out there in YouTube land. Raymo and Momo show, kicking it for you guys for the second episode. Super Bowl Sunday, folks. Super Bowl Sunday.
Let's get it.
Baby.
Yes,
we got
definitely.
this Ravens and the 49ers out there.
Yeah. Whoa. Stop right there.
Did Beyonce put the power out?
I think so, because I can't. My computer's. Can you all still see us? Hear us out there?
Superdome.
Hello, you see us?
Lights. Camera.
Fucked up this fucking shit.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that delay. I don't know what happened there.
Technical problem there.
Yeah.
Folks. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Got it straight though.
Yes. Congratulations. Looks like the Ravens pulled it off, and we were both right on our picks.
Yeah.
The previous week, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bam.
I said I wasn't going to be wrong again, I didn't want to be wrong, and you know the Ravens they pulled it out.
Man, it was close.
Wow, and that was one of those games where you had to watch from the beginning to the end. I mean, it looked like in the beginning the Ravens were just strictly dominating the game in all facets of the game: offense, defense, special teams.
Well, really, it was the first half was kind of one of those halves where it seemed like San Francisco had the ball, a couple good possessions, scored a field goal on one, didn't convert on the other one. And that was it for the first half of them.
Right.
It was 21 to 6 at the half.
Right.
They come out, kick off to your boy Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, and then that just
runs it back 108 yards. Bam, 28 to 6 kickoff. So then a couple minutes later, the lights go out.
Yeah.
For what was it?
That was 31-minute light delay.
35
minutes. 35 minute light delay, and then it was 84 minutes before the Ravens offense and the 49ers defense were both in the field at the same time. You know, for a Super Bowl, I mean that was
an hour
and they couldn't even cue to the commercials because it takes millions of dollars just to put the commercial in. So we were just stuck having them explain what went on before, and the 49ers experienced just something not to this magnitude, but
at their home stadium.
At their home stadium, so.
Yeah, it was a good game, man. It was one of the best games I've seen. I hated that they let it get as close as they did, meaning the Ravens, but they pulled it out, and I got one right this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't waver on my pick. You know, I picked them to win the Super Bowl the last 2 years, so I got it right this time.
Yeah, they finally get it done, and it's good to see guys like Matt Burke, Ed Reed, Ray Rice, Nada, even though he went out, just to come out and
sizzle.
Just that whole crew, because this core, I mean, with their team, not only Ray Lewis is last year. I'm pretty sure some of these players, and anytime you win a Super Bowl, generally a lot of players
get a little turnover.
Right, they go to get that contract or So the other question is Joe Flacco that $20 million quarterback? Did they finally?
Well, man, they said they won't pay him, so they said yes. So he got the hard work.
I mean, tonight he played like one definitely for sure. With no mistakes, and he tied Kurt Warner for postseason touchdowns with 11 touchdowns. So, he played almost a flawless game, with the exception with the drops for some of the receivers and the tight ends. And those crucial moments too as well. And they pretty much took away the run.
Both teams, neither team could run.
Right.
So both defenses credit both defenses for shutting down the running game. Kaepernick really didn't set the ground on fire in the running game. Himself, but he had over 300 yards.
Yeah, but the bad thing is, they were playing from behind, and even though it looked down to the wire that they were going to.
It was a little too steep of a hill for them to climb in this one, especially in the Super Bowl. I was trying to say it was 28 to 6, folks, and I said it was over.
Right.
Obviously, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because the Niners did come back in that failed 2-point conversion, which was amazing. That they even went for it, the 2-point conversions, but that's what you do when you're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you got to
go for it.
You also got to look at the 49ers. They also had they lost a turnover battle too. The fumble, the interception to Reed, and the thing about it is, like, watching that game, you kind of just who other would make those plays, and the story wasn't even Ray Lewis, I mean, he only had 5 tackles
He wasn't
for the whole game, point. So
it was just it was a good game, man. It was one of the better
really
games. Not many penalties.
Yeah, they got a little chippy, towards.
Yeah, they both physical teams. I expected to be a physical game. I didn't expect it to be this many points.
Right.
It was 47 plus, if I'm not mistaken, 47 and a half.
Right.
I saw it under for sure. I didn't
definitely
see this score.
Yeah, both were what we said our predictions from that.
It was 17-14 on mine.
Yeah.
What? They scored 65 points between them. Whoosh.
Yeah, but
Ravens scored 34 points in the Super Bowl. Wow.
49ers will be back, you know. They still got a good team.
Both teams will be back. The Ravens is loaded.
Yeah.
You know, still got some great defenders over there. Linebacker, I know Ray Lewis is retiring, but they still got great players, and this could be that transition from Lewis to Flacco.
Right. Because you always, when you think of Ravens, you know, if it's someone who's not even in this area or even outside, you think of their defense, and then their defense, the cornerstone is, you know, the lieutenant, the general, the drill sergeant. You know,
he's been driving
your
for a
father,
long time.
Ray Lewis is, you know.
Could be the torch passing over now to Flacco. He gets the ring now, and you can't say he didn't get it done because he's Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's gonna carry some weight right there. He made it happen. You know, they made some critical plays late in the game. They just got it done. They made more plays.
Yeah,
basically that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, and for guys like Randy Moss, you know, maybe this is his last.
Well, I think he said he might play again. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he'll go to the Ravens.
What? Right.
They're searching for a ring. You know. They need
you're right.
They might cut Bolden. So
you're right.
You know, who knows? We're gonna start it off with the Junior Seau family suing the NFL for
I guess wrongful damage to probable cause in a sense that led to the death
of Junior. I don't know. I mean, I've been torn about this, you know, Momo, for the last couple of weeks. You know, last few weeks since it came out. I was leading towards feeling.
What the fuck is this all about?
Well, if Junior Seau sues, his family sues. I mean, well. And they're suing the NFL. They're suing Rydell.
Right, the helmet maker.
So my thought is, or was, are they suing the NCAA football and the High School Football Association of some sorts? I mean, he was from the West Coast. He played football out there. What about Pee Wee Football League? Did he play Pee Wee football?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that he probably did.
I mean, is he going to sue them also? I mean, so my point, and I hate to say it or to break it down like that, but you can't, in my mind, just stop at suing the NFL and Rydell. So you're saying that he only attained these injuries while in the NFL?
Right. Well, the NFL as a league now, it seems like they're trying to work on it. They just partnered with GE, a 4-year deal, over $50 million, you know, has been put towards. So, I mean, they really don't know themselves. They're trying to find a link between these things, you know. Yes, the NFL is not really coming out and admitting and saying, yes, these injuries were led to it. We are responsible. They're not really taking any sense of accountability for it, because by then, if you're admitting to the problem, so therefore there is no case. You know, they couldn't tell Seau's family, yes, we were responsible.
Calling me a liar. That what you calling me?
You know, your son's, what led to his, you know, potential suicide or even having brain issues.
I call my lawyer.
You know? So that's a tough situation. It seems like they're trying all their best to work on it. And back then, you know, you got to keep up with times. Back then, their technology wasn't as advanced as it is today.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're gonna bring back to old Sammy Ball days, going into leather helmets and and no face mask, or even hockey players back then when they were with no helmets, no face mask. I mean, so it's there. Of course, I'm pretty sure player safety is a huge thing, is what they're trying to improve on. I mean, look at it. Football is the biggest game in America. Just 11 million people watch the Pro Bowl. That's more than the game 2 of the NLCS. Right, that's the Pro Bowl. Again, that doesn't even count.
I didn't even know.
So you got to look at it in this sense. Of course, it's a business. Of course, you're trying to make money.
Right.
You want to keep these players around. So if you're a franchise to keep these players around, wouldn't the solution be to protect them in the most way as possible? So it's tough. It's tough in that regard.
Yeah, Bernard Pollard said of the Ravens, safety for the Ravens, said that he didn't think that the game would be around in 30 years.
Well, it won't be around if these lawsuits, because I mean, by then, as a business, if you're looking at it from that spin, they would go bankrupt.
So in order to become eligible for this insurance plan, this medical benefit plan, I mean, can you use your own doctor?
No, the plan itself has already been in place from the last lockout. But no, it's only through NFL doctors, and it only and to go through this plan to accept it, you as a player have to sign. You have to sign a document saying that you won't sue the league.
A waiver?
A waiver, yes.
Come on. What? That sounds like some.
So and the doctor that's going to evaluate you for all of these conditions is an NFL doctor.
Get the fuck out my face with that.
Well, that sounds like some mob tactics.
Then again, that's
so you either go along with our doctor's player X,
right,
or you don't get medical benefits
from the NFL.
From the NFL,
yes.
And you played 8-9 years.
Yes. And you have to play a minimum of. You had to play the minimum of 5 years.
Right.
Collectively, or 3 years after the year of 1992.
So okay, you get two. You said there's two categories. There's mild, there's moderate. Those are the two categories.
Yes, the first category.
So the first you into.
First category, it's eligible of $1,500 a month. The second category is $3,000.
And I'm sure there's an age limit. What is it? 55.
55 years old. Yeah. So.
Man.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
I don't know how that's fair. All right, we got this next topic. You know, you go ahead and hit us.
Okay. All right. So one thing I've noticed, man, whatever happened to the diva wide receiver? Is that dead?
Man, they weren't really alive, man.
Yeah. Well,
no, they were like.
So they only had a 15 minutes of fame, or one hit wonder, as they say. Fly by night.
Momo, I mean, you're speaking about these receivers that have come in and out of the NFL through the years, more recently that have been making noise within this last 10, 12 years, really.
Right.
When
the
we
reality
speak
shows
of
and
who we got.
We got the Ocho Cinco.
I'm going to call him Chad Johnson.
Okay.
That's the name his mama gave him.
Right.
That's the name I'm going to call him.
All right, and then we have T.O.
I'm going to call him Terrell Owens. I really hate to call him his mama's name because that's the name she gave him. But I love to call him Terrible Owens. I'm talking to you out there, bro. For real.
And then we got Plexico Burris.
Plexiglass.
Right.
Yes, yes. No gun permit.
Right.
Takes guns to clubs and shoots himself in leg. Wow.
Right.
Get the fuck out my face.
You have those guys that still all looking for jobs last year, and never really had any. T.O. had got on with the Seattle, but not even beginning of the season. They pretty much
season.
Let them go, and these guys still in all good shape. Could probably play, but their lack of being their past has kind of hurt them and their detriment to their future.
Why do you think so?
I think that I think that more so the veteran players and coaches and people are just kind of fed up. They weren't really productive towards the end of their careers. That kind of took away from the celebrations, the things that they really brought to the game.
The meism.
The meism, right? Because you can do that, but that you're never usually on a winning team. When you're drawing attention to yourself, there's no attention around a particular team. You're taken away from the negative flaws or anything else that may be surrounded around your team itself.
I'm gonna say it like this, homie, and this is for real out there, and I've said it 1,000 times. I don't understand how you can be a me-first athlete in team sports.
Right, especially as a receiver, you're not throwing the ball to yourself and running down and catching it.
I mean, if you want to be that type of person, Terrible Owens.
Right. Think it's about them.
Ripping every quarterback.
When it's about the team.
You play golf or you play
I don't understand.
Tennis.
Why don't you go swim?
Right.
Or play tennis.
Right.
Golf.
Right.
There you go. Track and field.
Right.
Track and field.
Yeah.
Some of those single sports, because you don't understand the word team. It's oblivious to you. I've never understood that. You ripped Jeff Garcia for some homosexual references.
Right.
Quarterbacking. He was obviously a pretty good quarterback throwing you the ball.
Right.
Let me see. You go to Philly. You rip McNabb.
Yeah.
And then you go to Dallas and you have your issues in Dallas. So my point to you is why you're the receiver.
Right.
If I'm the quarterback,
This seems to keep.
I just don't understand why you think I'm going to throw you the ball. I'm going to call the play in the huddle. Terrible Owens. This is you. I'm looking at you right here. And I'm going to call the play 26 Razor, 36 42, 36. And I'm going to look you in your eyes and I'm saying, I'm not going to throw you the fucking ball.
Asking you a
On 3.
I'll slap the taste out of your
It
mouth.
just doesn't make any sense. You can't be a me-first player in team sports.
Right, and we don't
No
even...
wonder you didn't go to the Ravens.
Right.
There's no way you would have been in that locker room with them. No way. No way. They would have kicked you out.
And it seems like cancerous attitudes like that seem to spread. You know, it divides the locker room. It brings
An ass clown.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with
it brings
him.
negative attention.
Cannot
to
coach
especially when
with
you're,
him. Can't
especially
do
when
it.
you're losing. You know,
It's worse.
it's even worse. Now,
Keyshawn Johnson, remember, they deactivated him.
yeah,
Tampa Bay grew. Now I ain't having it.
right. He was
So
he was
it's about
drafted as
them.
the #1 player.
Number one
When it's
overall
about the team,
96. And
yeah.
what happened to you? Keyshawn, you got deactivated because of a diva attitude. Come on.
Now, on the flip side of that, you can see a lot of these younger guys. The top 7 wide receivers in the league are under 26 years old.
That's amazing, right there.
You know, and
Yeah.
you think about your Julio Jones, you think about your Pierre Garçons, you think about your Victor Cruzes.
Your beast up there, the Megatron, Johnson up there, Calvin Johnson is a...
And these guys are just, keeping their mouth closed and they're letting their play
do the
talking.
which is what you're supposed to do.
And you can
as a
capitalize,
professional.
you can market yourself more based on your play, your personality, not only you're good on the field but off the field too. You don't have to do any type of, and you know what?
Grandstanding basically is what you're showing up your teammates is what you're doing when you do things like that. These players we mentioned, like I mentioned to you by the name your mamas gave you, Chad Johnson and Keyshawn Johnson. It's amazing that they're cousins. Terrell Owens, all you guys and whoever else that I missed out there, but those are the 3 that stand out the most because we all know you caused the most attention to that. Oh, Joe Horn, another one. Flank came and went. You know what I'm saying? There's another one. Just get out of team sports. Bowling is another good one.
Oh yeah.
Bowling. I mean, I bet they could bowl the hell out of bowling.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear they could bowl.
Turkeys, that's what they are. Yeah.
Darts.
Yeah.
They're probably great at darts, dog. I swear it's another great singular sport right there. Darts.
Right.
Bam. 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 Darts. Dominoes. You can do some dominoes.
Yep.
You can do dominoes.
Yeah,
dog.
you gamble. They can do some gambling too, right? Poker,
just get out
right?
of team sports.
Poker.
To get out of team sports if
Right.
you're a me-first athlete, it just makes no sense. It's called an oxymoron. The emphasis on the last syllable. The last 2 syllables. My bad. We got this fad, if you will, that's been rolling through the NFL this year. Some people thought that it could never happen, in particular when it comes to quarterbacking in the NFL, because of a certain formation or a certain type of a play, if you will. They call it the read option.
Right.
Tebow used it well for Denver, and I was critical of him just for one reason and one reason alone. He can't throw the damn ball.
Well, and that's
So I knew the NFL defenses would catch up with that.
Well, that's probably what most people want to think because
They want to
because of
analogize
that.
it to that,
The
yeah.
I mean, we've never seen these type of quarterbacks
Right.
before.
They're accurate.
Very accurate. That can, in a sense, almost do it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, they can do it.
You know, so
you look, RG3, 65% completion percentage. Wilson, 64% completion percentage. Your boy Kaepernick, 63.5, somewhere in that range. His starts, his 9 starts. So they're accurate.
Right.
Not even Cam Newton, his 2 years is 60% right now.
Right.
Not even Vic was that in all his career. Let me think of who else. Matt Ryan is just getting to that point. He's been in the league 5 years. Flacco, not even up to that. Maybe just his last year right now. So they're doing things that seasoned quarterbacks do. Mid 60% completion percentage is the key. That's what I've always said. The way to operate this style of a running quarterback is to have him be 60+% completion percentage. Because then you put pressure on the defense.
So
they don't know what's going to happen.
The next question is, people want to ask, well, how do you stop it, or how would you?
You can't.
Because the fact that the quarterback
is a mobile quarterback.
Is a mobile quarterback and can be a quarterback
that's accurate throwing down the field. It's bottom line.
And there's so many different versions of it too that it's not just a lot of people want to.
You can't defend it.
Blame on the fact that they ran it too much and Griffin got hurt over it too as well. I mean,
he just needs to learn to get down, and let's hope that he will learn to get down for our sake, obviously. But there was a freak play on how he got hurt. Again. He just needs to learn to get out. You know what I'm saying? Right.
When the quarterback's accurate, it's deadly and it's almost no matter how hard you scheme it, because you have to account for so many things. But also there's other things besides the quarterback that you have to have it to run the system too, and only very few quarterbacks can do it. So not everybody's going to be able to.
It's not going to spread to 32 quarterbacks in the league for every. No, it's not going to do that. You're only going to have a handful that can even do it. I mean, there's only a couple right now that I see. Even in college, that may be able to do it. Taj Boyd, Clemson, who ripped my Tigers. My death, the LSU Tigers. But he may be able to do it. He needs to stay one more year, though. He ain't ready for the NFL.
Right.
Stay for your senior year, Taj. Come back. Go back. And Johnny
Football.
Johnny, most definitely. So, he can definitely do it. And maybe this big kid out of Ohio State, number 5, Braxton. Man, he's a big quarterback, man. If I said your name wrong, my bad. I'll edit that. But
like you said, I mean, you
got to be accurate.
You have to be accurate, and you have to have wide receivers that are willing to block.
Yes.
You have to
be a team game.
Exactly. And you have to have a running back that poses a threat.
Almost definitely.
So those teams that were able to run it, they had all those, a tight end. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just so dangerous in so many facets, and it benefits all the players. The tight end able to
Man, the tight end becomes such a valuable tool in this. To me, this pistol formation is what we're talking about. Really, is when the quarterback lines up 3 yards deep instead of the 5 or 7 yard shotgun depth that they normally do. The running back is still in his normal I formation position, so it gives the ball a quicker way, as they say, for the handoff to actually happen.
Yeah,
it's quicker for the handoff to happen. The running back gets the ball quicker, basically what they're saying, than from the So it puts so much stress from the tight end. You get a Vernon Davis, right, for the 49ers. As athletic as he is, committed to being a team player, which means he knows how to block. Okay, that's the key. So you get a Vernon Davis. You spread him out in the slot, and then you put him in motion to line him up at H-back in that pistol formation. What are you going to do on defense?
Yeah, you have to have athletic.
Right. Well, I mean, what are you going to do?
If
they play action it, run. So that means Vernon Davis is going to be alone with some linebacker,
right,
who's off in the flats covering his man out here on Vernon Davis, and that's a mismatch.
Yes.
So what are you going to do?
Or if you fall back into coverage, you pretty much have 2 extra linemen to split up the gap or go out to the outside.
You just have to have fast, athletic, well-disciplined defenders.
Right.
Period. And hope for mistakes.
Yeah. You're gonna have to give and take.
Exactly.
As much as we hate to say that, in a sense, with this offense and the way that it's executed, you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have
take
to
your poison.
Pick your poison.
And which way,
and decide that 3 points is a good possession that you just had right there on defense.
Versus
getting gutted for 80
or hit over the top of the play action, which where that goes back to the accuracy of the quarterback and stuff.
It's the key. It's the key to that. It's the only key. Like I said, obviously, other things play an effect, but if you're not accurate, none of it matters. Like I said, i.e. Tim Tebow.
Right.
Who they say may not even be in football because he won't adapt to another position.
I mean, he may have to.
Well, he don't want to.
Well, he may have to.
Well, I don't care. Anyway, he ain't going.
If he's about who he says he is,
he's not.
So you're calling him a pretender?
Calling me a liar. That what you calling me?
Since we're garbed out and now I ain't even got my man jersey on, my Doug Williams. I wore it last week. God, damn it, this is the anniversary of the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl in NFL history, folks. That's right. Bam! 35 points in the second quarter, John Elway. You remember that? Yes, I remember it. Like I seen it earlier today. Oh, I did.
It wasn't narrated by it. That's way sounded very familiar.
RG3 narrated that earlier. It was pretty nice out there.
Good job,
you need to check that out. But yeah, this is the 25th anniversary of Doug Williams' historic triumph as a black quarterback, putting aside or putting away the notion that quarterbacks couldn't be black in the NFL and succeed.
And quick decision making. This is the thought process to lead the team.
They're not intelligent enough. Their skulls are too thick. These were the stereotypes that were put out there from the 60s and 70s. This is what they couldn't do. It was pretty brutal, man. The way you used to think of it.
And it comes. It's perfect because now you can see how the league is. When you think of, these black quarterbacks before, they would start as runners, and now there's, not to say that they're better quarterbacks, but they're just thought of as quarterbacks in a sense. You have Russell Wilson, you have Robert Griffin, you have Colin Kaepernick.
Man, they can toss it, man.
You have Cam Newton. Yeah, you know what I mean? So now it's just more than just your Randall Cunninghams and your Warren Moons, where it was just maybe 1, 2, Donovan McNabbs, 3 that you could just think of the whole league as well.
Well, I think it kind of went in sections, in moments. When I started watching football, you had your your Vince Evans of the Bears. He was one of the first black quarterbacks I remember seeing. I had his football card back in the day,
right?
Back in the late '70s. Vince Evans of the Bears. He was my number 8. He was the football card that I had. He was one of the first few black quarterbacks I remember even knowing about.
Right.
Pittsburgh had a quarterback number 17. I can't remember his name. Joe Gillum, if I'm not mistaken. And other than that, Doug Williams.
Yeah.
And then you had Warren Moon, who didn't come into the NFL right away. He had to test his skills in the CFL,
right?
Because they wanted him to switch positions. Yeah. But then you had Randall Cunningham. You had a few other guys sprinkled in throughout the league, but nothing really. But then the late 90s came.
Yeah.
After the mid-90s, actually you had Cordell Stewart. Charlie Ward didn't even get drafted in the NFL.
And on the flip side, you got to think if Doug Williams didn't win the Super Bowl, it would have probably even further proven, do you think, in a sense that...
I don't know, man. I hate to think of hypotheticals like that because it's not an anomaly anymore. Since the 2000s have come and gone and the 2010s have come and gone, it's not an anomaly anymore. And I really think it's coaching. And it starts really, to me, in high school.
Right. If you can...
Honestly. Right. If you're given the opportunity in high school.
Yeah.
That's where it's trickled down, to be perfectly honest with you. These coaches in the lower ranks, if you will, the college ranks or the high school ranks, the JCs, the community colleges, they're looking for these next grade athletes, these super athletes, if you will. That are great in basketball, that are great in football, that can play baseball, and they happen to be the leader of each of those teams.
Right.
The point guard in basketball.
Right. Exactly.
The quarterback in football, So the center fielder in baseball, or the power hitter or whatever, now it's maybe that in retrospect, Doug Williams helped it, yes, because then it like we all know, it eradicated the thought that we couldn't get it done because we were thick-skulled and ill-prepared intellectually.
What?
For real. Really.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so I guess it did help football-wise.
Right.
But society, I still think we would have progressed in that way.
You're right.
All right. So, great impact. I mean, like I said, it's the best game I've ever seen in my life. Every time I see it, I get tears in my eyes. So, that's a hell yeah. So yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And I'm just thankful that it's for my franchise.
Yeah.
And can I get a hell yeah? Hey. Yeah. That's right. The NFL awards happened Saturday. They're going to be filmed or they're going to be showed on Monday. We had some pretty good awards that happened. I pretty much, in my eyes, it was some no-brainers, to be perfectly honest with you. J.J. Watt, of course he was going to win to be Defensive Players of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, you get
and not only it wasn't just sacks, but
the swats.
Swats,
as they call them, J.J. Swats.
Those don't even get accounted for, right? That doesn't. Yeah, so
they call him J.J. Swat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's definitely. I knew he was going to be Defensive Player.
He can play. He can play so many different.
Man, he's
move him around. The 5 technique, so many different.
3 technique. Like I told you, I felt like strongly I would have loved to take him.
Yeah.
In the draft. we slid down. Washington slid down and took Kerrigan. I'm happy with him also. But I would have loved to take J.J. Swat. Defensive rookie of the year was
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, out of Boston College.
Yeah.
Led the league in tackles.
Well, that was wow, 161, something like that.
64, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's more than London Fletcher had. Yes, and he led the league in tackles all year. So wow,
Carolina,
rookie,
man, they got. They building great building blocks.
Right, yeah, he went under the radar. When you think of Carolina, you really think of more so Cam Newton. But I mean, I didn't even know that, man.
I thought he was a tough-nosed guy. I saw a little film on him. I didn't know a whole lot. I didn't think he'd be defensive rookie of the year and have 160 tackles. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I pretty much thought that he would be a quality player, but not
right,
that.
not that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dominant, really.
Right.
He was virtually dominant. Then who we got? Rookie of the year, offensive. I knew it was going to be RG3.
Yeah. And then it was by a landslide. Yeah, he won.
I didn't think it'd be a problem.
Right. Maybe some people thought since he missed a game or whatever, but I mean, his production throughout the year speaks itself. I mean,
now Wilson, I thought
would have probably given him
second,
right, second tier to it as well because.
And I'm not poo-pooing on Andrew Luck's season, but yeah, he had the 4,300 plus yards passing, which is a rookie record. But he had all the picks, and he was only 55%.
I think that was one of the also deciding factors.
Russell had a 26 touchdowns rookie record, and 10 picks.
Yeah.
And a quarterback rating.
That was one of the issues.
Amazing, yeah. So I definitely thought.
But and here's an interesting twist that nobody really. I mean, for Griffin, they had to win. They had to win the division. The other guys they won as wild card teams. So I mean, he led his team to win a division as opposed to. They won it as a wild card. Yeah. So I mean that's great and more accomplishment itself. The Redskins hadn't won the division.
It seemed like maybe the voters looked at that.
Looked at it and maybe took it in from that perspective. So
where's the first?
In winning division. Mm-hmm. So like I said, I think
no one expected Washington to do
that. Might have been the deciding factor too.
We got AP Offensive Player of the Year MVP was Adrian Peterson.
Of course, yeah.
To me, that was a no-brainer, man. Everybody was debating him or Peyton Manning. I always said to people...
Well, they both came back from injuries. He won the
but Peyton Manning missed the whole year.
Yeah.
So he was going to get the comeback player of the year.
Right.
But Adrian Peterson missed Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record by 9 yards.
Yeah, and I thought...
After tearing his ACL and PCL and MCL and the other CLs he's got in his knees or legs, whatever the fuck they are, in the second to last game of the season.
Yeah. Ironically against... Yeah.
Come on, man. Here in D.C., exactly. You mean to tell me he comes back and rushes for 2,100 yards?
It was like, we have the technology, and they
definitely put him back together.
Put him back together. Wow, just a machine, a beast, and you can't really expect Griffin to come back and be anything that because that itself is something historic and he's just wow.
Yeah, I mean Peterson was definitely deserving of the MVP to me in my eyes. It was just no doubt, no brainer to me. So I wasn't surprised by the large margin of victories for everyone who won.
Right, and then so it looks like they got it right on everything. Because
that's what I'm thinking.
There was no really debate on
zero debate. I thought it was hands down pretty. Like I said, maybe I would have put out for more second or third for the rookie of the year.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, 1,600 yards as a rookie. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that that's not at least third in rookie of the year voting.
Right.
So, we're going to close it out. Thank you guys for joining us once again. And send more comments, get some suggestions or something. Look, we heard some flack from some people, Cowboys fans by the way, that felt like they couldn't watch our telecast because they couldn't stand to watch all of our Redskins gear. We're sorry. We're representing. Okay, Jonathan? Sorry to name drop you. All right, my man? But anyway, we'll straighten that up. We'll start to sprinkle in a little bit more here and there of other sports paraphernalia, okay?
Right.
Or memorabilia.
Right.
Excuse the language there.
And if you have something to send it to us. If it's Cowboy stuff,
we'll put it up.
I mean, it'll go in the trash. But I mean, if anything
no, we won't do that. Come on, man. We need fans.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, continue to like us on Facebook. Continue to follow us on
get a trash can that's Dallas Cowboys and throw everything we don't like in the Dallas Cowboys.
That'll work, Facebook, Twitter. We have all of those pages access set up. Send emails. Leave comments back down. We understand that you guys like the show, but let us know ways we can improve or things that you may want to hear for next week's show.
Let us know what's happening out there in YouTube land. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. We're out.